Lee, how are you?
Good. How are you doing, Dr. Setty?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Ready to make some pizza today?
Absolutely, and let's try to make it heart healthy.
Perfect. I'm up for it.
Okay. Okay, so today we're going to demo a heart healthy pizza over here. So Lee, can you tell me what ingredients you have?
Yes. So today we have our flat lavish bread, which is a lower carb, higher protein type of bread for our base, and then we're gonna layer it up with multiple different veggies, just because typically we don't eat enough of those, and this is a great vehicle to get those veggies in a tasty way.
And what do you got there on that side?
So this is actually our homemade pesto ingredients. So pesto is made from some fresh basil, some pine nuts, some extra virgin olive oil, garlic, some Parmesan cheese, and then a little bit of black pepper goes in.
This is wonderful because the nut butters are especially healthy and good for your healthy fats and cholesterol. And garlic is also known to be protective of heart disease. So let's get started with it.
Perfect. All right, so let's get started with the pesto. So the first thing that goes in is a good handful of basil leaves.
Okay, do you have to chop it in any way to put it in?
No, actually the food processor is going to do all that for us. So all you have to do is stem it, wash it well if it's coming from the store, and then kind of shove it into the bottom of your food processor.
That's great. Looks quite easy. I might even try it out tonight with my kids.
It's very quick and easy. And then we'll throw in the pine nuts on top.
Wonderful.
A little bit of the heart healthy garlic, and if you're using just regular cloves of garlic at home, about a clove or two depending on how garlicky you like your food. I like using sometimes the minced garlic just for convenience sake, and usually about a teaspoon or so of that would equate to about a clove or two of garlic, roughly.
Great.
And then we'll toss in our Parmesan cheese. And for anyone who's trying to follow more of a vegan style diet, you can actually use nutritional yeast if you can't tolerate dairy products or are looking for a different change up.
Or also the vegan cheese that are available these days.
Absolutely, that's another great idea. And then we're going to throw in 3 to 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And this does add a nice flavor component. And like Dr. Setty had mentioned, lots of good unsaturated fats in this type of oil.
Absolutely. Extra virgin olive oil is the best oil you can use if you have heart problems.
And then I'm just going to throw in a few dashes of pepper for flavor. And I do always recommend using fresh cracked pepper. You will get more flavor out of that than if it's already ground when you're buying it. So
set it on.
Yep. And the key when you're making pesto is not to blend it like a smoothie. A lot of people have the idea that they should blend it like they're gonna try to make it into a smoothie, but really you just wanna pulse it, let those ingredients come together. You might have to take the lid off and just kind of push down the ingredients back into the blades, but there's really no perfect pesto. Honestly, you can make it as thick and chunky as you like, or you can make it really smooth. So actually this type of consistency is perfect overall.
Great. Thank you for that tip because I would have run it like a smoothie. All right, now our pesto is done, so let's assemble it on our bread. So once again, this is a lavish bread, so it's really thin crusted and is low in carbohydrates. Remember, carbohydrates are the ones that are bad for your heart. So the low carbohydrate bread, or if you want to be completely carbohydrate free, you can replace this with a cauliflower crust bread as well, which comes pre-made too, or you could make it at home.
Another great variety, I agree. So yes, we'll first start off by putting our pesto on the base of our pizza. And we did already pop the pizzas in to get them a little bit crispy before we put the sauce on top. So we can start off, and Dr. Setty, you can use our other pesto that we have there too if you want to build yours at the same time.
So we got 2 pizzas going at the same time here.
Yep, and we actually cut the lavish wrap in half. So that makes it more of a personal pan style. And some of you might be wondering, well, what is the calorie content compared to a normal pizza? So per like half of one of these pizzas, it's gonna run about 200 calories. compared to if you're getting a regular hand-tossed pizza at the restaurant, that can be 200 to 300 calories per slice. And I don't know many people who just eat one slice.
Oh, looks like I like pesto more than you.
and that's the beauty of a personal pan pizza, is you can put on as little or as much of it of these ingredients as you like.
All right.
So next we'll move into putting on some tomatoes. So you can chop up the tomatoes even more fine. I prefer to leave mine kind of in whole form. So we're gonna throw a few tomatoes on top.
Awesome. So this is almost like making a bruschetta because you have
Correct.
the tomatoes and the sliced mozzarella cheeses.
Absolutely, it's definitely a play on.
So let's get 2 of these.
We have some orange pepper here, or yellow pepper, I should say. You could do orange pepper, that's what I meant to say.
Absolutely, and the play of colors makes it very attractive for children to start eating this. All right.
And then just some mushrooms. And mushrooms are one of those foods that I feel like when you cook them, they become a little bit more mild compared to when they're raw. So again, it takes some time to get used to the taste and texture of mushrooms, but on a pizza, again, this can be a vehicle to get some of these new types of foods in.
Absolutely, and the mushroom also has a lot of benefits to your health.
And then we'll add a little bit of artichoke hearts. So artichoke hearts, typically when you buy them from the store, there is some prep work involved if you buy them from the fresh produce section. So what we use today is jarred artichoke hearts. So those are found right in usually the vegetable can section. And you'll see them, it'll just say jarred artichoke quarters. And these are easier to work with. They're already pre-cut up. And so you can just kind of break them apart on top of your pizza here.
Yes, and this is a good one too because the fresh artichoke hearts, they're hard to work with and cut up, and you got to get to the hard part of it in order to be able to put on your pizza. But these save time.
And it's easy enough for your kids to do. So we're gonna finish off with a little bit of red onion. So depending on how much onion you like, you can put a lot, you can put a little, and you can always vary it up. You could use more of like a Valdelia onion. So any style would work for this pizza.
And the good part about a pizza is you can put any ingredient you like. You can pick whatever one you want. This is what leap it.
Correct. And then for cheese, generally, just because cheese can be one of those foods that can add up pretty quickly in salt and things of that nature, I tend to try to make the pieces kind of go a long way. So I kind of break them up and put them over the pizza, remembering that these are going to melt a bit as well. So that would be the one component that if you can get away with doing a little less, it might make it even more heart healthy.
Yes, or if you have children and they want a lot more, you can always get shredded cheese and fill your whole pizza with it.
Absolutely. So now we're ready to pop into the oven.
This is the fun part. Here they are, ready to be popped in the oven. Can't wait for that to be done.
And since we're using a commercial oven here, they're gonna cook much more quickly than they would at your home oven. So I would just tell you, when you're cooking at home, just kind of watch to make sure that they're not burning when they're in your oven, because everyone's oven's temperature is a bit different.
There you go. All ready to come out. Perfectly baked pizza. Beautiful. And it smells so good. Wow, look at how beautiful it looks. I'm usually proud of the stents and valves I put in, but I'm prouder about my pizza.
It looks
and it was
delicious.
easy to make.
Can't wait to try. Give it a bite here.
Go ahead, let's do that. This is yummy. The aroma and the taste and all the ingredients are melting in your mouth, and of all, it is healthy.